So I am doing this video to help you guys understand during this 3-week challenge how to really focus on your nutrition. So like I've said before, I'm not a nutritionist, so I cannot do, I'm not certified, so I can't do specific meal plans. But I would like to share with you what has worked with me in the past and what I am doing now. So let's start with what I've done before for my other 2 babies postpartum. What I did was I used the Beachbody container system. It's a portion fix container system. If you have questions on that, I can help you understand that and get you the containers for that. But what I did was it's containers, and it tells you how many containers you're supposed to eat in a day. And so you basically just portion your food out. So a portion meal plan is one of your options. That has worked in the past, but as I'm realizing since I had my 3rd baby, that I might need to change my ways, because it's just not, it's a little bit easier to be able to use something else as opposed to portion out my foods, because I noticed that I sometimes just eyeball it and I don't actually use my portions. So what I've been doing recently is called MyFitnessPal. I'm sure you've heard it before. It's an app that you download on your phone, and you put in how many calories or how much weight you want to lose, and so it adjusts your calories and it tells you how much you need to eat in order to lose weight. So like if you want to lose 1 pound a week, 2 pounds a week, I mean, you shouldn't be losing more than that, but it tells you how many calories you should eat to be able to get to your goal weight. Another thing that I really like about this is that I'm breastfeeding, so I need to make sure that I'm eating enough during the day, which some days I barely even make it to my goal calorie count. So whenever I do MyFitnessPal and I'm breastfeeding, I go to the cardiovascular exercise and I add breastfeeding, and it automatically adds 500 calories to my day. So I think it's like 2,100 calories that it's suggested that I should be eating in order to maintain my milk supply while I'm exercising and while I'm trying to eat healthy. So that's why I like it a little bit better, because it's a little bit more accurate instead of me just eyeballing what I need to be eating. And I can also, is something that I'm learning how to do. Once I get certified in nutrition, I cannot wait to help you guys with this. But something else I'm doing is learning how to do my macros. So your suggested macros, you can find a calculator online, and you put in your weight and you put in your height and some stuff, and it just pops out like what macros you should be eating. So your macronutrients are like your carbs, your protein, your fat, that kind of thing. So it suggested what I should be doing. And so in MyFitnessPal, you can actually change out your macros. It keeps your calorie count the same, but it changes out your macros. So the theory or the thought for most people is that as long as it fits in your macros, you can eat it. So if it's a bag of chips, which obviously if it's a bag of chips, that's higher in carbs, so you'll probably reach your limit of carbs a lot faster than if you were eating sweet potatoes or regular potatoes. But if it fits in your macros, then you should be able to eat it and still lose weight, because you're watching how many carbs you're eating, how much protein and how much fat. So that's what I've been doing. It has actually been working very well. I lost a few inches. The scale hasn't really budged, but if I remember right, after my first and my second baby, I kind of stayed the same weight until I finished breastfeeding. So I'm at about 140 pounds right now. But my clothes, my pre-baby clothes fit. Everything fits. It doesn't fit like I want it to fit, but it fits. So I'm kind of not focusing on the scale. I would rather focus on how many inches I'm going to lose, how I'm feeling. Like, I feel great. Of course, there's areas I would like to work on, but I do feel really good. So I'm trying not to focus on the scale. And I have written out a meal plan for you guys that I am doing this week. So I'm going to show you how I prepare that. So what I do is I write down breakfast, lunch, and dinner, things I'm going to eat or things I plan on eating. Before, I used to do something different, like at least 4 or 5 different meals for every single lunch and every single dinner. But lately, I've been trying to, like, if I'm cooking something for the family, then I try to just eat the meat and skip out, like, eat a healthier carb instead of eating rice with them. So, like, last night I did roast and gravy, and they had rice and gravy with green beans and stuff like that. So instead of me eating the gravy and the rice, I did protein for the roast, and then I just ate cucumbers and green beans instead of eating carbs, because I actually ate all the carbs that I was supposed to eat by the time supper time came. So that's another thing I really like about MyFitnessPal. So I look on my macro section or my nutrient section, and it tells me how many grams of carbs and protein and fat that I have for the day. So if I've eaten it by 3 p.m., then I just don't eat the carbs for dinner. And I've been trying to not eat carbs after 4 p.m. too, because I've spoken to a lot of people, and they say that that's really helped them get rid of that abdominal area pooch and fat in the abdominal area when you eat carbs too late, no matter what kind of carbs they are. So what I do is I write down different meals I'm going to have for the day, and then that's how I make my grocery list. So if I'm doing turkey breast, like we have a local store around here that has amazing meat. So what I do is I write everything down, and I go get the meat from over there, because my family really likes their ground meat because it's local. So I do like the turkey breast that I have on my list, the chicken that was wrapped in bacon, which again, that's something that's healthy for you as long as you don't eat 4 chicken breasts wrapped in bacon. You just have to monitor how much your sizes are. And the roast. All of the meat that I have on my list is something that I got from them. It's already seasoned, stuffed with bell peppers and onions and that kind of thing. So it makes everything else a little bit easier because you don't have to do that yourself. Breakfast has been me cooking every day, and I am getting tired of cooking eggs and bacon every day. So I think I'm going to try to do next week egg cups, or I'm going to start eating more oatmeal to increase my milk supply. And another thing I've noticed with breastfeeding and trying to eat healthy is that as long as I'm eating enough for the day, then my supply stays pretty good. So it's not like what foods are going to help increase my supply, like oatmeal and that kind of thing. It's, are you eating enough for the day and you're exercising? So you have to make sure that you're eating enough to produce your milk. So the other thing, I am dairy free. So a lot of the stuff that you'll see on here has no cheese. I don't use butter. I don't use milk. I don't anything like that. If you see milk, it's almond milk. If you see bacon, it's turkey bacon that I've been eating, because regular bacon has too much fat and way too much sodium. Personally, that's just my personal opinion and the goals that I'm trying to reach. That kind of thing. So if I use any kind of bread, it's always whole wheat or Dave's Killer Bread, which has really good ingredients in it, and it's dairy free. They don't have milk in it. The wraps that I use, I've lately been using the Flat Out wraps. They're whole wheat tortilla wraps that are, I want to say like only 60 calories and like 20 grams of carbs per two wraps or something. So it's really good for your macros. I'm going to show this to you, but it's going to be backwards, and I cannot flip my phone around. So this is how I write everything out. You can see that I have everything I'm going to eat for breakfast, and then I write everything that I'm going to eat for lunch and dinner, and then I have all of my snacks here. So whenever it comes to, I try not to meal prep everything in one day. That's another thing that I've changed. That's only because I am home with my baby. I'm not going back to work for another few months or maybe a few weeks. I'm not really sure. So the way that I meal plan is I'm cooking for my family anyway. So I throw something in the oven for myself, or I eat the protein from that. So on Sundays, I will cook 1 or 2 things instead of a whole bunch that gets wasted. I'll cook 1 or 2 things. So on Sunday, I did my turkey breast. I threw some green beans in the oven, roasted them. That's my new favorite. Seasoned, olive oil, that kind of thing. And then I did the chicken, the sweet potatoes. I roasted my sweet potatoes, and I put everything individually. So if I'm home, this is me planning for whenever I'm home. So I'm home. I'm going to put all my sweet potatoes in one container, my protein in one container, and that kind of thing. Whenever I'm working and I'm busy, I put everything into small little containers, and I portion it out for that individual day. So on Sundays, whenever I was working, I would prep for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then on Wednesday night, I would prep again for Thursday and Friday. I don't like my food staying in the fridge for too long because I don't find it's as good. So I prep for that many days, and then I do individual containers, and I'll portion it out for each day. That way you just have to grab it. So it makes it a lot nicer whenever you're working. You already have everything ready. Another thing that I really like to do is make sure that my snacks and stuff are already portioned out. So like the popcorn, my shake, if I'm working, then I actually prefer to have a protein shake for breakfast because it's a lot easier. And then all of my snacks that I'm going to have, I'll individualize them for the day. So if I'm going to have like 2 servings of my carrots and my hummus, then I'm going to put it in one container for the day. So that's what I've been doing. I really find that MyFitnessPal has really helped me stay on track a lot better than using the Portion Fix containers. And the other thing that really helps me is if I do fast food, it's only grilled, no more soda. If I'm drinking wine, it's only on the weekends, and it's something that's a little bit healthier. And then I make sure I have my water intake for the day. And that's really it. Making sure that you're following your nutrition, your nutritional goals is really key to getting your act together. So I really hope this video helped you guys. If you have any more questions about MyFitnessPal, I'll try to help you as best as I can. I'm not a pro, but I'll try and help you. So just let me know if you need anything else from me. And that'll be it for this video.